I put the medium first before the fast, but it's a match on which other teams will be watching this, and certainly Dubai Giants. But as it stands at the moment, the top two teams are Strikers and Rajasthan. All right, so we're going to start with a ring of fielders offside, just 3 on the leg side. Oh, that ball's nipped back. That's well bowled. Tushar Roshan Singh alongside. How much of cricket have you seen this fellow?
I've seen a lot of him. He's played a lot of domestic cricket and retired about 4 or 5 years ago, but he's played for Sri Lanka. He hails from the south. He hails from a town called Ambalangoda. So he's called Amba for that. Amba. He's referred to as Amba.
All right.
So that's a nickname. That's a name that is being used on him because that's the name that he was first called when he came to Colombo.
Peterson coming down the pitch.
A very interesting character, this Tilan Tushara. Very jovial guy, very funny. He tells you stories, and there are stories about him as well.
He's doing well here, Tushara, because he can see Peterson coming down the pitch, and so what he's doing is just firing the ball wide of the off stump with no pace in it at all. So it's difficult for the advancing Peterson to make contact. He's seeing him coming, and he's spraying it wide. Good thinking. This is good thinking from an experienced cricketer. Bowled. Then there's the in-swinger.
Well, I'll tell you what, the captain of the Colombo team, the Colombo Lions, Askar Afghan, I mean, he's versatile. He's now starting to keep wickets. He was captaining the side. I thought he might bowl, but he's not bowling now. He's keeping wickets. He's a handy man to have.
Well, I'm going to say he's a handyman. He could fix the electrics at the home as well. He could. No, he is. He's a man of all seasons. A man for all seasons. Well bowled. That's superbly bowled. Asghar Afghan thinks he's got a catch. The bowler doesn't, neither does the umpire.
I think it's about taking it cleanly into his gloves, because I don't think he's a keeper. He collected it well, so he must be quite excited at the fact that he's collected it well rather than finding the outside edge. Yeah, he did well, I thought. He let the ball come into his gloves.
Oh, it was drifting down there for a wide, but a very decent first over. 4 for no wicket.
Quite a few Sri Lankans on both sides. There is Dilruwan Pereira, who is a current selector playing in this side. There is Dhammika Prasad. Dhammika Prasad is back in he's playing for the New York Strikers. Asela Gunaratna. There is, as we said, Tilan Tushara, Malinda Pushpa Kumara. We spoke about Dhammika Prasad, Chamara Kapugedara. There are quite a few Sri Lankans on both sides, because that's the easiest to find players from. Mohammad Ashraful's played yesterday, he's playing again. So if you don't have players, you have options in terms of Sri Lankan cricketers.
This is Pushpa Kumara, one of those Sri Lankans you're referring to.
Yeah, lots of experience behind Pushpa Kumara. He's played around the world, played in leagues, played a lot of first-class crickets. He has tons and tons of wickets in the domestic first class. Very experienced.
straight back over his head. Chadwick Walton, he played an array of strokes the other day that was just phenomenal.
See, this man has played 4 test matches and 2 ODIs for Sri Lanka. Malinda Pushpakumara. He's got 14 wickets. But he just manages to get wickets in domestic cricket. So he's got a tremendous record.
I think that's doing too much. Not a bad shout.
I also felt that there could have been an inside edge, possibly. Let's see. That was pushed through a little bit. Yeah, inside edge. And also, Wilco, you could see that he's looking to undercut it rather than looking to really spin it. He's undercutting the ball so it will float or come back into the right-hander.
He's gone big, very big. That is a very impressive hit. 6 big ones.
He's in good form, Chadwick Walton. He played a breathtaking knock just a few days ago, and this one tossed up and slammed to that mid-wicket boundary for 6. 81 of 29 was that last innings.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable hitting, wasn't it? 81 of 29 balls. Just say it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes these figures just borders absurdity. These kind of numbers, the runs versus balls, is just unthinkable. Just mind-boggling. 81 of 29 balls.
It's gone again. That's 6 more from that swinging blade of Chadwick Walton. 21 for no wicket. .21 for no wicket, 12 balls delivered. Colombo Lions electing to field first. Chadwick Walton and Alviro Peterson, the opening partnership for the strikers.
So it's been Walton. Walton has made 17 of 6. Peterson on at the other end, a little bit more circumspect, 4 of 6. Tilan Tushara bowled a good first over, conceded just 4 runs of 6 balls. Now don't forget, this is a 90-ball game, and this is the this is the last first round game of this tournament, and then we play the final tomorrow, the top 2 teams.
Which, at the moment, are the strikers and Rajasthan Kings. Robin Uthappa's Rajasthan Kings. That'll be a wide.
Chadwick Walton, he is very good, he's strong, he's a powerful striker. The other day he was pointing towards his muscles when he got those runs, and he is muscular, he's a strongly built lad, and he packs a punch. That wasn't a bad ball, I'll tell you, that was a good shot.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's got his eye well in here. Peterson on strike, that's another wide. He may consider coming round the wicket. He might come round the wicket. I've not seen enough of him bowl, but with him bowling this and it's going down that leg side, you see what he's afraid of doing is pushing it too wide for the swing, which means that Alviro Peterson's got a better hit at the ball. He's got a better sight of the ball. There we are. That's kind of what I'm on about, because it's a bit of width and it's the outside edge.
See, if you look at the field here, now let's first talk about this shot, because he was going across the right hander. So what Alviro Peterson tried to do was he was looking to go over the top, so that angle was always going to take the edge and fly down to third man with short third in the circle. But if you look at the field, there are 2 men on the leg side. There's a mid-wicket and a fine leg. So no third. So there's a short third and a backward point, a cover, extra cover. So there is a kind of a ring of fielders on the offside saving one.
Shot. That is a crack shot. That absolutely whipped through that mid-wicket. And he's advancing down the pitch. He's putting off the bowler. Look at these steps down the pitch.
Yeah, he's making pace for himself. Banged it short, but he was up there. And that was a flat battered shot with a hit with a lot of power. Alvaro Peterson.
There could be two here. There will be two. That ball has come to a stop. Yeah, you can see the bowler. He's deep in thought here as to how he can counter this advancing Alvaro Peterson. One way would be to come round the wicket.
He was looking to take pace off the ball that time. He's got this angle that goes across the right-hander. Tilan Tushara.
It's been parried. Oh, I think it's been saved.
That's a rare three, I think, Wilco. I haven't seen many threes here, but the umpire will want to check. That was a good effort by Milinda Siriwardene running back. Short and wide. Let's see. Did he do well? I think he did well. He did well. Just managed to pull it in. Saved a single.
He's done really, really well here, Milinda Siriwardene. By an inch, he's pulled this back. Yep, he has saved the boundary. Third umpire, you don't need to look many more times at that. He's not.
See,
yeah, I don't think it's hit that trailing hand. It's the point you were making, Roshan, the trailing hand, but I think he's done really well there. And they ran three, didn't they? So we're talking about one run here. No, the four has not been given. So it's three. Is that the first three of the tournament?
I can tell you there aren't many. There weren't many. Could be one or two. Unless you force the batters to run three, they'd be very reluctant.
I think Walton will be looking deep mid-wicket here. Not on that length delivery.
Well, I think Tilan Tushara thought that it might be a wide, but it was given as one for the over.
Yeah, I think if he gets the right length here, with that ball swinging in, Chadwick will be looking that mid-wicket. And there's a mid-on, there's no long-on, so it's quite an area there. Oh, he was looking for it. Asghar Afghan doesn't hold it. That was missing that off stump by a whisker. 18 balls gone, 38 for no wicket.
Good start, yeah. You wouldn't expect anything less, really, from the New York Superstar Strikers. They've had such a good tournament. They've been ultra consistent. They've had differing match winners, not just the same players performing And that sets you up well for the tournament. 38 without loss. There's 1 over left here of the power play. Naeem. Just a drop and run. Still very fit, agile Alvaro Peterson. I mean, he got in there comfortably.
Advancing, looking to play the big shot, but then had to check his shot in the last minute. They were off very quickly, very comfortably in.
It does show you that if it's a nice early call and that both respond immediately, more often than not you get in. It's the hesitations that lead to the runouts. Good shot, good hand as well. It saved a certain fall.
Colombo will definitely want to try and finish this tournament off with a win. They're yet the only team who has not won a game so far. And again, it's Milinda Sirivadana. It's a good fielding effort.
There is protection at deep square legs, should just be a single. Naroz Mongol from Afghanistan on that deep square leg boundary. Former coach of Afghanistan, still very much involved in their cricket. Former captain. Walton striking at 200, has already hit 2 out the ground. Well, that's a little bit fortunate. Oh, the brain said you got to get down, the body said I can't.
Well, it's a lucky boundary for Chadwick Walton. It almost hit him on the other side of the bat, but it just had enough. And the fielder. Oh.
Nicely bowled, pace taken off. He's varied his pace really well in this over, Naeem. I mean, in the context of these 15 over games, these 90 ball games, 8 is exceptional.
It's been another good power play for the strikers. They haven't lost a wicket yet. They almost made a half century.
Again, it just sticks in the surface, but they get through for a leg bye. So that's the end of the power play. The superstar strikers will be happy with that. 47 without loss after 24 balls. Well, there's always been a few that have turned up for the late game, the evening game, free entrance here to the Palakele. So once work has been finished, there's been a few that have come in. There's also a lovely prize that's up for grabs here. And I say grabs being the pertinent word. If someone can hang on to a steepling catch in the crowd, they can pick themselves up 1 lakh. That's not to be shared. That's for every time a ball gets caught in the crowd. Right, power play's over, so just 4 required inside the 30-yard circle now.
Yes, thank you.
From Bangladesh.
Shaba.
Alvaro Peterson wants 2. Chadwick Walton is very swift between the stumps.
They're good. They're still fit to run about. Inamul Haq. He's had a few good overs here and there, but it's been more on the expensive side in the tournament so far. Well, that will be called a wide. Drifting with the arm. 50 is on the board for the strikers.
Barely a fuss. Barely a fuss has been made and they've notched up 50. He's going down the wicket virtually every single ball, Alvaro Peterson. I think he would shock the bowler if he just stood his ground. Comes again.
So he's virtually come down to every delivery, as you said, fast bowler or spinner. Peterson's going to make that walk down the track, try and get the ball before it turns or does anything. He hasn't been successful yet, but he's got 22 of 16. But this man, he's got 23 of 11.
Struck powerfully down the ground. Don't worry about that long on and long. That's 4 more. That's the difference between Walton and Peterson. Peterson is going down the wicket. Walton goes deep in the crease, and there's not a lot of pace in the pitch. The ball just sits in the surface and he's able to place it wherever he wants to.
Yeah, he played that very straight.
Here's a chance. It's going to take some catching, surely. No, 3 of them converging in on it. It lands between them all. And they get through for 2 more.
Walton, luck running his way on this occasion. 3 fielders trying to get there. It just falls in between.
Wide, and lots of them. Asghar Afghan is more of a part-time keeper than anything else. They've been troubled by injuries, and the captain finds himself with the gloves. You can't expect him to be stopping all of those.
So, Asghar Afghan, the skipper, he made a volunteer to do the job behind the stumps because they don't have a regular keeper in their side. Again, Walton sitting back on his crease. He will end the 30th ball with the total on 6-3 for now.
With minimal fuss, they're scoring at 12 and over. Yeah, there's been a couple of big hits, and we think Walton's hit 2 6s and a couple of 4s here, but they've run well between the wickets. There's barely been a dot ball to speak of. They've shown a whole heap of urgency, these 2 at the wicket. So there's Ben Dunk, who's not keeping today. They've gone through the keepers, the Lions, because Jesse Ryder also kept in a game, but he's not playing today. Neither is Robert Freiling, the South African all-rounder, who struggled for form throughout the competition. And so Asghar Afghan, he has the gloves. Over extra cover and all the way. He is so strong, Walton.
He does it with minimal ease. Given room again by Naeem. And Chadwick Walton is in good nick in this tournament. He will just put you over. Minimum of efforts for the batter.
He's had a lovely tournament, Chadwick Walton. Some big scores. Remember the 70 of just 33 deliveries, I think it was, 73 of 33. Wonderful innings.
People will be relieved to see a dot ball. Yeah, 73 of 33. That's been the best he made. That was against the Punjab Royal team. That was a good match-winning innings for them. But he's been good throughout the season.
81 of 29 deliveries. That is awesome. The third highest run scorer in the competition now, Chadwick Walton. This is it. This is the running between the wickets. They put pressure on the outfield and they get in so easily when there's a fumble.
This has been the highlight of the strikers. They've run between the wickets well. And also, they look to be a very strong side in the tournament. If you look at the names that they possess.
It's a good shot, really good shot. It'll just skip away for 4. It's an area that Peterson's actually quite good in, over extra cover. I'm surprised they haven't spotted it, but he's come down every ball.
Yeah, you're right. Again, coming down the track. This time, gets enough room as he moves a little towards the onside and gets it over that offside region. It's turning to be a good over for the strikers.
Just wonder whether Asghar Afghan has actually thought about whether he's brave enough to go and stand up just to stop Peterson from coming down the wicket. Here he shuffles down again. Just creates an angle for himself to be able to work it away on the leg side. So good over, 14 from it, 36 balls gone, 77 without loss. No Udana tonight, no Yuvraj Singh. I'm pretty sure we'll see them tomorrow in the final. Very, very good side, well balanced. Performers throughout. Dan Christian, Colin de Grandon from New Zealand, Deonarayan from the West Indies. Gunaratne from Sri Lanka has been good with ball in hand and the odd contribution with the bat as well. Jerome Taylor from the West Indies. He'll be fighting for a position in that final because Udana will definitely come in. Suleiman Ben from the West Indies, the left arm spinner, the tall left arm spinner. Powerful, very powerful. That'll be a wide and a bye.
That's 2 more to the total. And also the strength that they carry. The replacement players have been fantastic for the strikers. So that's been their strength, and that's why they're at the top of the table. They've just lost 1 game. This is Krishna Kant. He's a right-arm medium fast bowler.
So in the previous game, we didn't see any of this. We saw the attempted boundary striking. We saw batters just ambling between the wickets. These two have understood that the surface is not quite as good as what it was yesterday in those high-scoring games. And so between the boundaries, they've run well.
Oh my goodness.
Did not allow any dot balls. They picked up a run in almost every ball. And this is a section of the crowd who's coming maybe after work.
That's another wide. So there's been 8 dot balls. That's it. 8 dot balls out of the 38 that have been bowled. 5 of those came in the first 2 overs. So 5 of those came in the first 12 balls. That shows you how they've gone about putting this innings together.
More people coming into the ground. Hopefully we'll have a bigger crowd tomorrow for the final. The New York Strikers 82 for none.
No, 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 no. I think he's struggling with his right hand a little bit. Is there a grimace? Yep, there's the grimace holding. Now, if that's a side strain, I have reason to believe, I've been told, that that is extremely painful for a bowler, and it can take a long time to heal. Now, he's showing a lot of grit and determination, and we all appreciate that. But sometimes you need to put your heroics to one side and look after your health.
Peterson continuing to charge down the track. But this is what happens when you don't have a regular keeper in your side. Normally, we'd see the keeper coming up to the stumps. But here, Afghan deciding to stay behind.
Run rate drops below 13. Still a very healthy run rate. None down. The power to come. Dan Christian just sitting to the left-hand side of Yuvraj, captaining the side tonight. On the right-hand side of Yuvraj, Isuru Dana not playing, the big left armour. There's another wide. This over may never finish.
So it's 86 for none, and this over has already seen 3 wides been bowled. In fact, it's the 4th one.
Yeah.
Extras have already gone up to 18. Not of that, 15 wides.
Well, now that is 16 wides. Now, the most that have been bowled in this competition over the course of an entire innings is 17. We've had 40 deliveries and we've had 16 wides. The captain is not charmed at all. Injury or no injury, he is not a happy man.
This is becoming an extended over now.
If you are injured, just throw the ball to someone else. That's another one. That ties the record. You would think that he would just say, look, I'm done here. I can't bowl. I'm going to throw the ball to someone else. They can finish the over. Ben Duncan bowl a few off spinners. Just land it. If it goes out the ground, that's fine, because at this rate, we'll only get home at midnight.
Eleven balls in this over. 6 wides.
This is when the old scorers start to panic, because they're running out of space in that little block on the scorebook where they make those little dots. We have a new record, ladies and gentlemen. 18 wides have been bowled, and we are far from done here. He's going to change the angle of attack here, or angle of defense, I should say, around the wicket, in the hope that he can just bowl a legitimate delivery.
He's really struggling. He's really struggling. He's bowled 7 wides, and now the skipper is coming up. He's going to try and go round the wicket.
Well, Asghar Afghan was indicating to the man at mid-off, you finish the over. And the bowler said, no, I'm going to just try this last resort here. Short run, legitimate delivery, and it might lead to a run out.
Well, he needs to bowl 1 more delivery to end this over. Now Peterson, with all smiles on his face.
reverts to off spin and even has the time to appeal for an LBW. It's not out. It's 42 balls gone, even though there's a whole lot more that have actually been bowled. 92 without loss.
They came and got permission to field one of their players.
Hey, wait. Now.
Well, we got some visitors here. And a beautiful one, a feathered one. 92 without loss after 7 overs. That last over, I mean, that was ridiculous, the number of wides. I thought Upadhyay should have just stopped halfway if he couldn't bowl, because he appeared to have a side strain and he could have just allowed somebody else to complete the over. He just went on over the wicket, just bowling wides and wides, and then round the wicket, thankfully, he managed to finish it. Now there is a word, there is a discussion between the umpires, the captain, Chadwick Bolton. I'm wondering what's going on. John, any idea?
They need to sort out the over rate, that's for sure. It's taking far too long to get through these overs. At the moment, I think they want a substitute fielder maybe to come on. That was maybe the discussion. Don't know how many they've got in reserve on the bench. So they are behind on the over rate. So Afghan trying to call someone onto the field, it seems. There's the physio. If someone is injured, it just needs to leave the field and bring someone on to replace him. They have a couple fielders that are being rested.
I think they're going to call back Upadhyay. He's coming back. That could be the reason. The umpires, because so lots of discussion. They're taking a lot of time. They're already 7 or 8 minutes behind time, the Colombo Lions.
It was allowed with the role of the opposite captain.
So the problem appears to be that the Colombo Lions have just 11 registered players and the substitute is not registered, so they can't let an unregistered substitute on the field. So that's why they're calling back Upadhyay.
Because you've got to think there's players like Ryder, players like Fralink who are left out of today's team. Are they here? Are they not? But there is a bit of magic spray into that side strain or that sort of region. So they are short on players. So it just seems like he's going to have to stay on the field. He's not going to be able to do a whole bunch, considering he's in real pain. But yes, I'm sure they can let it slide and just get someone on the park and the game can move forward. Quite important that. And now Alvaro Peterson's getting some treatment here. I'm not quite sure.
John, you got your kit?
I just, you know, he's had 5 minutes before this to get himself sorted out, but now he wants to get sorted out. So it's just umpires should get very frustrated when this sort of thing happens. This is some of the highlights. Walton continues his very fine form in this tournament. He has been so destructive. Once again, his strike rate over 200. He latched onto anything loose, and Peterson, as he does in his special way, runs at the bowlers. He's done that on a lot of occasions. A bit of fortune there, back of the bat. But Walton, he's been exceptional again. 3 sixes, 3 fours. Now enjoy that shot over extra cover. And Alvira Peterson eventually joining the party. A lovely shot over extra. So, the umpires communicating again.
No. In the log, it doesn't speak about inside.
So, there's been a real delay here, which is really dragging things out here.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, just this could be frustrating for everybody. Well, the players, the onlookers, whoever they are, and everyone else involved.
3 can inside? Yeah, 3 inside.
So yeah, they need 4 in the ring. They're having just 10 players, that's the problem. So they're allowing 3 in the ring and they're allowing the 5 fielders outside the 30-yard circle because they're short of a player. Right, yes is the call. Might be 2 here. Might be a case of 2 here. Yes, they're coming back for 2. Now we might see a few 2s if the batters are willing to stretch themselves a little bit.
And some vast spaces out on the leg side. 3 fielders on the boundary and they've got to cover a huge area. And he just tapped this to the inner ring, and these 2 have really shown great calling and running between the wickets.
Well, that's very safely over the line for 6. So no problems about not having fielders or having 1 fielder short, because that's gone over the line for 6. The 100's up, the fastest, in fact the second fastest team 100 coming off just 44 balls. Bolton, he's striking at 228.6, 48 of 21 balls. That time bounced a bit. I think the odd delivery that creeps a bit, bounces a bit. Is this his 50? It is his 50. 52 of 23 balls. 4 4s and 4 6s, pointing to his muscles. He is a muscular guy. He's a very strong lad, Chadwick Walton, and he is definitely a very powerful striker.
He certainly entertained us this evening. 4 4s and 4 6s. In his half century, once again, the strike rate, amazing stuff from him, setting them on their way, the strikers.
He is in magnificent form, Chadwick Walton. Peterson has made 21 of 23. He's more or less a spectator at the non-striker's end. 13 runs so far in the over, and we still got 1 more ball left. Last ball. Oh, that time was almost premeditated. He was ready to play the paddle. It just turned a bit, so only a single. So 8 overs completed. The umpire should confirm that it is the strategic timeout. It's 106 without loss. Very good start here for the New York Strikers. 106 without loss of 48 balls. Time to join Shafali. She's somewhere close to a dugout there.
I'm alongside Ishita Raj, a popular Bollywood face and model and popularly known for her performance in Pyar Ka Panchnama. Ishita,
Not model, actor.
Yeah, actor. Ishita, tell me that I know you've been watching cricket and I have, stayed with you back in Bombay. Who's your favorite cricketer of all times?
Guys, come on, it has to be Dhoni. I just love, the control he has over the game. And, I mean, he is actually the right skipper if you really have to, put him in a position. Because the way he's, like, I follow sometimes, I follow cricket and I've followed some of the matches. And the way he's just carried the team forward, I think so that needs a lot of calmness and control and that leadership. I think so he has.
And what about here at the Legends Cricket Trophy? Who's your favorite one over here?
There are great cricketers, like legendary cricketers actually playing. So it's to start with Yuvraj, and they've come. Their team has come in semi-finals.
The finals.
The finals exactly.
Yes.
So Gayle, Gayle.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. And tell me about the new format, because I know you've been following cricket since a very long time. You've watched the T20 game. You've watched the T10. This is the 15-over tournament. Like,
I know.
Are you enjoying this?
It's actually it's crisp. It's edgy, and it keeps you hooked on. Not too long innings. So it's quite interesting, and it's actually first of a kind.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to watch a 15-over match.
Okay, tell me, how do you celebrate when your favorite team wins? Like, what's your go-to action?
Go-to action?
Yeah, what do you do? Like, yes, or maybe Nusrat the other day came here, told me that she's always like, chaka, chaka. So, what's your...
It has to be that excitement of jumping around.
Yeah.
I will not really give a demonstration of that.
Of course, we'll go out of the frame.
But definitely, like some of the matches, like all of our friends, we meet up and we watch. It has to be a nice afternoon or evening over the match. So yes, and we all are like hooked on to a team. And if you're rooting for a team, and if that wins, imagine it's just like a euphoria.
Yes. Tell me, are you excited for the finals tomorrow? That it's a big day.
Yes, I think so. All the best to the teams, New York and Rajasthan. They've come. So all the best to Yuvraj and Uttappa. And I think so. Just a great match to both the teams, and all the best.
All right. Thank you for coming, Ishita.
Thank you.
I'll go back to the comms now.
Thank you so much. Really good to hear some thoughts on teams and who they're supporting. And the new format, of course, the first time it's been rolled out. Peterson runs down the wicket again, and he's got a bit of fortune, and Upadhyay, he's running after it with one arm there. Basically, he's in some pain, and he's just, he really is struggling, and he has to stay on the park. Over up, 116 for none.
Another dominating performance by the New York Strikers. 116 without loss. There was some turn of that last ball from Milinda Sirivartana, who pushed it through a little bit quicker. But this man, Upadhyay, he's struggling. Just look at the turn. He came down the pitch, found that outside edge, went quickly. But Upadhyay, he's struggling. So he had no chance. He was not even chasing. He was just going after the ball to pick it up and throw. So that's how bad his injury is. And as we told you, the Colombo Lions can't call upon that extra fielder because they don't have registered players. Now this is Dilruwan Pereira,
Nice ball.
one of the national selectors of Sri Lanka cricket. Well, the chairman of selectors played earlier, Upul Tharanga, and now Dilruwan Pereira, who formed a magnificent partnership with Rangana Herath. They played Test cricket together. That's a wide. Just fired in.
No.
Dilruwan Pereira and Rangana Herath, John, they were just sometimes unplayable, especially when they teamed up at goal. They were a very potent combination and won many games for Sri Lanka. Lovely action. I love this action, the old-fashioned off-spinners action.
Nice ball. Out.
Batted at, I think, number 8. And he's got a few 90s as a batter. On his debut, I think he made a 90. Dilruwan Pereira opened the batting. Actually, he made his debut for Sri Lanka as an opener in a one-day game in Australia, because he used to bat in the top order. So eventually just stuck to the trade he knows, off spin.
You know, lots of players over the year, they started out as spinners. Peterson back in South Africa was an off spinner that batted 7, and then he became a top 4 batter. I think of Imran Khan from South Africa also opened the batting for Test cricket after starting as a tail-ender. Big shot. Peterson advancing again down the wicket, but not really doing much damage. Mumbled appeal. A lot of players have evolved, I suppose, like you say. Their game might kick on a bit. Once they're 18 to 23, they might favour something a lot more than the other. Good bowling. Flat. Just the one bounce to the fielder. So they're looking for boundaries. They haven't come that regularly.
Yeah, I think there's one more ball left. For a moment, I think Dilruwan Pereira took his cap and was walking away. Just a little bit more on Dilruwan Pereira. He has 5 first-class hundreds. And I was told that he made 95 on his debut at number 8 for Sri Lanka.
Come, later on 2 over more.
Last ball of the over. Well bowled. Onto the pads, only a single. A very respectable over in the context of this inning. 60 balls bowled, 123 without loss. These are the leading run scorers, the aggregates in the Legends Cricket Trophy. Robin Uthappa, top of the tree, good strike rate, 200 plus. Look at Walton, he's almost 200. 245. Kevin O'Brien played earlier, 257. Sirivardhana continues. Swung away on the leg side. That's 6. That's gone all the way for 6.
That's the first 6 from Peterson. It's taken an age to come, and eventually he's latched onto one. This time staying in the crease and pulling it all the way for 6. So a lot of the bowlers might try and drag it down because he's been coming down the wicket so often, and this time he's sold in the dummy and he's hit a maximum.
Is that an inside edge or is it out? I thought, oh yes. That was interesting. That was very interesting. You need to look at the way the umpire gave it. I thought his hand moved first, and then he was still, and then eventually that finger went up.
He can't stand for an LBW decision. You're out, you got to go. First impression was absolutely plumb in front. That is out. Not too sure why it took so long, but it was belated. He had a good think about it, but the finger came up eventually. Peterson, 1 short of the half century. He's got to go. The striker's 129 for 1. So finally a breakthrough for the Lions. Kabagedra out in the centre, hasn't got a huge amount of runs, and good opportunity to get some runs before the final tomorrow. The sweep shot hit him really full. A big extended and prolonged appeal. He went for the second round of appeals and eventually the finger came up. So a big breakthrough for them. But now There's some destructive players starting to walk into the crease now.
Pradeep Udawat, the umpire, the head umpire. Chamara Kapugedra, as you said, is a striker. He can hit the long ball. He's come in at a good time for the New York Strikers. They got what? Out of the 90 balls, just 63 balls consumed, so 27 balls left. Elinder Sirivardhana, left arm angle, just tends to fire the ball in. He doesn't flight it, but instead he just pushes it through, not letting the batter come down the pitch.
So Peterson got a 6 off that first delivery and got out next ball, and he's come back and being under immense pressure after that first delivery. He's come back Sirivardhana and put it together nicely. He's getting some balls to turn quite sharply. Also wants to go on with the arm.
What was that?
Again, I think that was sliding down the leg side. Another good over. Just 8 runs off it. 131 for 1.
Chadwick Walton in a rich vein of form. Oh gosh, Dilruwan just sticks his boot out, and Chadwick can see the funny side of it.
I don't know if I'd be so big on sticking my foot out or extending a hand and doing a finger, because they're down to 11.
Yeah.
There's one on the field here who can barely move, so if someone does get injured, it'll be a bit of a mess.
Cracks this. There's only one. Talking here 4 runs. That's been hit really well. Dilruwan Pereira is a very, very experienced cricketer who's played a lot of test cricket and first-class cricket. He has munched this, and he nearly took out his partner as well, Kapugedra. Dilruwan Pereira has taken 161 test wickets, and in first-class cricket 841 wickets. Those are huge numbers. So he is a proper legend of the game in Sri Lanka and globally. Oh dear. Kapugedra, has he got enough? Yes, he has. He most certainly has. 6 big ones. 144 for 1. From that last over, and the runs keep coming for the New York Strikers. 18 balls to go, 3 overs. Kapugedra this time.
More than likely they've played against each other before, so no surprises for Kapugedra. He has clattered that. It's gone a long way up and a long way back.
It's going to be Tushara, the left arm pace bowler. 12 balls, he's delivered 5 dots, none for 19. He had a nice little duel with Alvaro Peterson at the start of the innings when Peterson kept coming down the pitch to him. Crack. And 6. Flat 6 from Chadwick Walton. And the 150 comes up for the strikers.
Well, this fella's not out of the game. He's still playing professional cricket at the moment, and he's playing against some fellas who've been out the game for some time. So if you get your length slightly wrong, he just murders you.
It's pitching a long way outside leg stump, and that's not going to hit the stumps. Leg byes signalled.
How do you think the Lions are going to go about this chase? Because they're in last place. It'd be nice for them to pick up a win before the competition ends. Do you think they're going to have a full go at it, or are we going to get like the earlier game with nudging and nurdling?
Well, let's hope that they do go for it. Put their foot down on the pedal. Don't worry about the price of petrol, and just go. And if they run out of petrol, that's it. Unfortunately for the Lions, no win in this campaign. Nicely played. Could get 4 here. They'll certainly get 2. And they're going to go back for the 3rd. Yep. 2 very fast runners between the wickets here, Walton and Kabugedera.
And again, this is the difference between the earlier game and this one. When you just see the energy, the willingness to run between the wickets. They've acknowledged that the surface, I've said it earlier, that the surface is not as good as what it was yesterday when we saw, well, it was just a batting paradise. But they've assessed the conditions. We can hit some boundaries, there's no doubt about it. We're good enough, we can hit boundaries. But there are other avenues that we can explore to post the big score.
He's gone over, backward point for 4.
Well, so the left armour going over the wicket across the right-hander has a long on, a deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg. Well, that's an incorrect tactic.
Yes, it is. It's not the right ball to bowl. I've said it before that Tushara should come round the wicket and just narrow the angle, just try and prevent Chadwick Walton from swinging those muscular arms, because that's what he's doing here. 71 from 36. It's a strike rate of 197. 6 4s, 5 6s so far. Add another one. Add another one. Give him 4 more. Make it a 10. On to the Devils. Was it a catch on those grassy banks?
Well, let's hope so. As that the tournament is desperate to give away some money to someone on the boundary taking a catch.
Yeah, this batting is brutal from Chadwick Walton. 78 balls bowled, 12 to go, 165 for 1.
Did you get it?
Stand by, stand by.
Strikers already with a very imposing total, and there are still 2 overs, 12 balls to go. Chadwick Walton, it's time here for him to make 100. 81 he made in the previous match, 81 from just 29 deliveries. He has been in irrepressible form. It's been a joy to watch. So we're going to have the batting power play, and had to come. And this means now that the batters have decided that they'll take the batting power play, so maximum of 3 fielders outside the inner circle. Inamul Haq is the bowler. Well, that's 4 to start. Right, that takes Chadwick Walton to 82, and there's 5 balls to go here. Could do it here.
Well, he can. If Inamul Haq bowls this sort of length, you can't allow Walton to just stand there and swing. You've got to drag that length back and force Walton to either come down the wicket or play a cross bat shot. But you can't allow him to just stand and swing from the crease.
He's now the tournament's top scorer as well. Well, in the end, that extra loop made it a Yorker, but they'll come back for the second. Good running. He's gone again. Bowler says catch it. It'll have to be one of the groundsmen to do that. 90 now, Chadwick Walton. What chances he's going to get his 100 in this over?
There's more of a chance than he does than he doesn't. I mean, he mishits these for 6.
He'll take 4. 94.
Making full use of this batting power play. 16 from the over, already 2 balls remaining. He's tried to cramp him for room by bowling almost an arm ball that swings into the right-hander, but at this stage the ball's not going to swing. It's 82 balls old, and so there's width. It's easy, it's just a square cut. Now there's a field change, there's fielders running everywhere here.
That's a wide. He didn't really need to play it. 95, Chadwick Walton, 182 for 1. 9 balls still to be bowled in this innings. My maths was never my strongest subject. 7 balls to be bowled. I got O-level maths, and the teacher did say I'd strongly advise you going down the history route. History and geography. That's a great hit. That's a great hit. Goodness me. Straight to the big electronic screen. End of the over. 188 for 1. Now the strikers, that was a 23-run over. The 14th, we got the last over to go here. Chadwick Walton's on 95. And this was the last ball. It was an arm ball that became a missile. It just disappeared into the night sky. That was Kabagedra. It's a tough old job, isn't it, Inamul? All right, here we go. It's Rana Naim. Medium pace. Chadwick Walton with a 6 straight back over the bowler's head, makes his century. It's a fantastic innings from the West Indian, and it's come from 44 balls, 8 fours, 8 sixes, irrepressible from Chadwick Walton.
And a pleasure to watch. He's got better and better throughout the tournament, and his striking is something to behold. His career is far from done.
Oh, goodness me. This is huge. Oh, Chadwick. Now, we've had just about everything in this tournament. The 200 comes up. Now we've had 2 sixes. If the next one goes for 6, I think Chadwick will be looking at another record. Consecutive sixes, 200 for 1. He hasn't caught this, but Ben Dunk does. Ben Dunk takes the catch, and Chadwick Walton's pyrotechnics come to an end. That has been a blistering innings, an onslaught, a blitzkrieg, and it's just been wonderful to watch.
Great exhibition of short format batting. If he wasn't hitching you out the ground, he was getting 1s and 2s. And this was a good catch from Ben Dunk, because it went straight up into one of the floodlights. But he got into a good position, held on to it. But the evening belongs to Chadwick Walton.
107 from 46. Chadwick Walton, and the entire strikers dugout stands. That has been an outstanding innings. Dan Christian is the man in.
Yeah. Stop, Sheikha. Take up, guys.
2 balls to go, and the strikers are 202 for 2. Acting captain Daniel Christian. Yuvraj not playing tonight. Short, up and under, out. Siriwadana takes the catch. Dan Christian's had a nice walk to the middle, and he'll have a nice walk back.
Not an easy time to walk to the wicket. The innings is almost done. You've been privileged to watch your teammates smash it all out the ground, and you get asked to come and do the same in just 2 or 3 deliveries. But it's not to be tonight for Dan Christian. He goes for 2. 202 for 3.
It's a very good player to come in when you're 202 for 3. Asela Gunaratne, but he's only got 1 ball to face, and I'm not sure he's going to face it, is he? Yes, he has to now. Yeah, the new laws of cricket. Yeah, where have you been for the last year, Mr. Wilkins? Anyway, that's Siriwadana taking the catch. Right, it's going to be Gunaratne. What chances? A 6 to finish the innings, because that's what he's been dealing with, the currency he's been dealing with recently. 202 for 3. Oh, how about a wide? Four very large wides. Well, 207 for 3. It's another wide, and that equals the tournament's highest total, which is Rajasthan Kings. And that was the 208 for 3 that they scored against Dubai Giants, and for a large part of that reply, the Giants were in it, very much in it. But Robin Uthapa's side came through, and that's why they're in the top 2. Oh dear, oh dear. I did think that Gunaratne was going to finish it off in some style, and my has he, and then some. New York superstar strikers 214 for 3, that in 15 overs.
Well, if there are any variations in the surface, the ball needs to bounce. That's exactly what Gunaratne would have wanted. A little full toss to finish the innings. You've still got to put it out the ground, and he did just that. That's a very impressive innings, a very impressive total. It's going to take some chasing. Right, let's go downstairs now and hear from Chadwick Walton.
I'm alongside the star of the innings who have played consistently throughout the tournament and has scored a century tonight as well, Chadwick Walton. Chadwick, tell me what's going well for you, because in the last game also you scored 81, you've scored a century today.
I'm just hitting it and it's coming out the middle, so I'm thankful for that. I guess the vibes in the team, it's pretty relaxed, so it helps.
Yeah, your team is in great form. You are in great form with the bat, with the ball. Everything is going great in your team. Tell us, are you excited about the performance tomorrow, the final day of the Legends Cricket Trophy?
That is the most important day, and that is what counts. So I just hope that if we are there tomorrow, we can actually come over the line.
Yes, the score looks great on the board right now. How are you planning to defend it?
Definitely we'll try to get them out as cheap as possible. And that's just the plan, have an earlier night.
All right, I wish you all the best for today and tomorrow as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I'll go back to the comms now.
Thanks, Shefali. So Chadwick Walton with 100, and a very impressive scorecard it is. Walton 107, Alvira Peterson 49, Kabageta 17 not out, and Gunaratne finished with a blistering 6. Smashed it over deep mid wicket, 214 for 3. Highest score in the tournament, eclipsing the 208 by Rajasthan. Tushara none for 39. 2 for 48 from Naeem, none for 53. Haq, Shirawardena none for 1 for 17, and Dilwaran, he bowled okay, but it was a night for the batting, not the bowling. So the lights have been shining, and now they're going to have to shine on Colombo Lions. They have a veritable mountain in front of them. They've got to score 215 to win, and they've got 90 balls in which to do it.
Welcome back to the Palakeli International Cricket Stadium, where yet another impressive performance by the New York Superstar Strikers. 214 for 3, led by the in-form Chadwick Walton. 107 off just 46 balls. He got plenty of support from the others, but he was certainly the standout.
Yes, he's been in sparkling form throughout this tournament. He's hit it very well straight. That's what he's always maintained. Long on, straight, long off, extra cover. That's just been his zone. Anything that's under his eyes here, he's very comfortable indeed. Alvera Peterson assisted in the opening stand of 129, which really set them well on their way to the highest score in this tournament to date. So Walton really, in the end, a magnificent knock. 107 off just 46 deliveries. Wasn't much left else to do for the rest of the side. He loves to show the old biceps out there. He's been working out while he's been in Sri Lanka. Maybe that's what he's trying to say. The boundaries aren't big enough for him, and that was Peterson's first maximum, and that was him adjudged LBW. Took a bit of time though. Finger came up. So Walton, he carried on his merry way. Gedra, a lovely little cameo from him with 2 sixes, 17 off 7. Goodness me, that went many a mile. Catch it was called, but just kept on going over the boundary. Power hitting was something special, and what a lovely moment for him and the team. A terrific 3 figures coming up for Chadwick Walton. This was the end of him. Trying to hit one into the night sky. Dunk. The catcher, Naeem the bowler, at the end getting some consolation wicket. That was Dan Christian holding out, trying to chip it over backward point. So it's been hard work out there for the bowlers. Gunnar Ratner, 6 off 1 ball. Thanks for coming. A strike rate of 600. Lovely little smile. And these men are very well positioned right now.
They've been good with the bat throughout the tournament, the New York Superstar Strikers, and they're now top the charts. 214 for 3. That is the highest team total. Tomorrow they'll take on the Rajasthan Kings, who occupy the 2nd place at 208 for 3.
Chadwick Walton. Can't use enough adjectives for the sort of form that he's in.
I think the impressive thing about Walton's innings was not only his ball striking. I mean, we know that he can hit the ball out the ground and his placement is good when finding boundaries, but in between there was hardly a dot ball that was accumulated. He scored off virtually every single delivery. Highest score of 107, going past Angelo Pereira's innings, and that was for the Rajasthan Kings against the Delhi Devils. And Walton 81 at the bottom. That was off just 29 deliveries.
Interesting, that top of the man up top there is going to be Pereira against Walton tomorrow night. But these are the bowlers, and it's not a pretty sight, that's for sure. Named 2 for 48, 16 to the over he went for, and they tried lots of options, and really Upadhyay struggled. He bowled plenty of wides and got injured in his 6 deliveries that he dished up. But yeah, there was just no real let up for those bowlers. They'll hit to absolutely all parts, and now they've got to set up about the run chase now. Dan Christian, he has led the side beautifully, along with Yuvraj Singh, who's resting today. Udana has well been rested, so they've got a lovely squad. Everyone's got a lot of game time, and they're all in extremely good form. Walton got the gloves on now as well. His work's not done for the day.
Ben Dunk will open the innings for the Colombo Lions, and he's had a half-decent tournament, got a lot of starts. He's asked to go up and attack up front, and he's done just that, but never gone on, achieved a big score. But upon his dismissal, the Lions batters have just fallen away, so hopefully they can turn out something special here this evening. They are going to have a record run chase. 215 is what's required for victory. Otherwise, the Lions will leave this tournament without a win.
Ashraful, just the 2 matches, been introduced late into the squad for this competition after a few injuries. And then Ben Dunk. So, this impressive side that'll be taking part in the final tomorrow evening. The new ball bowler leading the attack, Jerome Taylor, hasn't taken a lot of wickets, but his economy has been decent. He's got some away swing as well, and he looks in still very, very good physical condition.
West Indian versus Australian. You know, Jerome Taylor played for the West Indies, has got a Test match 100 to his name, the fast bowler.
Okay, let's play.
A Test match 100. I'm very jealous. And he's got some wickets to go along with it. Here he is, slip in place. It's just flipped off his hip. The outfield is quick. And they'll get 2. Oh, Dan Christian, when I was out in the middle with Dan Christian when the toss of the coin, and asked him a question around momentum. And he said, look, tonight is just as important, because he believes momentum is a very important thing, specifically in these shorter formats of the game. Because if you get on a winning roll, you can just keep doing it. Whereas you lose one here and it sort of upsets the apple cart. So he does want to win this and win it convincingly. That's 4.
Dunk right on to this one, really quick to respond. He's trying to tuck him up. The length is just a bit short. Lovely little shot. So a first boundary for him. He's immediately off the mark and up and running. Dunk, he's looking leg side. They've gone for 2 fielders back there now. So Jerome Taylor trying to really keep it as straight as possible with the whole offside field up in the ring, but I don't know, just for me, just nullifies what his danger is, bowling almost in the channel, trying to shape it back into the stumps.
Tight, not tight enough, wide. That's beautiful shape, isn't it? It really is beautiful shape.
Might get extra slip in there, H. I don't know. Well, you know, we haven't seen it much this tournament, but when you're bowling like this, oh, get a few more slippers in there, skipper.
When you've got 213 on the board, you can also get another slip in. Just where to take it from. You know, you take one from the leg side and you put him in and slip in. You know, as a bowler, you then start the ball too wide. That leg side field is really just there to allow the bowler to start the ball straight and swing it. It's that protection on the leg side. Right, here we go, John. Here's the for the left-hander. You were speaking a little bit earlier around the tactics around Taylor bowling to Dunk, and you felt that he just didn't have it right. The men away on the leg side, fine leg, deep square leg, and he's bowling it on his hip. I suppose he doesn't, if he leaves it outside off stump, Dunk will just let his hands go here with everyone up in the offside. Safe as houses. End of 6 balls, 13 without loss. Asghar Afghan due to come in at 3, Naroz Mongol at 4. Those are the 2 Afghans.
Slow delivery. Did stand up and stuck in the pitch a bit, and Dunk trying to heave it over square leg. He won't be too worried. 4 is the number being written in the scorebook. Not so pretty.
Gunaratne into the attack, an appeal first up. More plead than an appeal.
He's been an important cog in this strike as well. That has really been superb. His economy excellent, always striking in those middle overs. He's been an important player for them this tournament, with bat in hand as well.
Yeah. Come a long way down. Colin de Granholm in the covers. If the throw was a little bit better, that might have been tight.
He set off immediately, and thankfully he doesn't have a younger shoulder on him on the fielder, because he might have been found wanting.
They're lobbing it and looping it between the fielders.
It was an ungainly stroke. Shoveled into the leg side. Like we said earlier in the tournament, not quite sure how much cricket these men have been playing leading up to this, and some have been found wanting a bit.
Well, this man's played a lot of cricket in various leagues. Bangladesh Premier League, he's seen there pretty often. He'll have a go. So many of these types of bowlers in the shorter format. Gunaratne, just the mix and match. Variations of pace. Sometimes seam up, sometimes leg spin, sometimes the occasional off spin. You got to think. So that required rate is above 15 to the over already. Again an appeal, but again there's no interest from the ump. So that's the end of 12 deliveries, 16 for none. Well, we really thought after watching the earlier game that the surface had changed and it was a difficult one for batting, but the New York superstar strikers have made sure that that's not true, as they went on and got the highest score in this edition of the Legends Cricket Trophy, and the Lions, they're in pursuit and already require over 15 to the over. So Jerome Taylor got just the 1 over, and he's been pulled off. Now that's a good shout. That's a good shout. And Prasad has one.
The perfect start as a bowler. What was impressive from him there, didn't matter about the pace, but where he landed it, right on a good full length, straight on his back leg. Ashraful's deep in the crease, and he's had a bit of a struggle out there in his short stay. And now it's come to an end. LBW, bowled Prasad. Ashraful gone for 3, line 16 for 1.
Naroz Mongol elevated to number 3. Hasn't got many runs in this tournament so far. He sat out the odd game. So just 32 runs in the 4 matches, a best of 27. He's a very proud man, so he'll want to contribute here. This was plumb.
Lovely bright seam, a fullish length, and he's a short man. Hit him on the back leg, and that was a pretty easy decision in the end. But something that the strikers have been impressive with here is the economy rate in the bowling power play. 7.8. Everyone is well over 10 to the over, so that's a huge difference compared to any other team in the first 4 overs.
Good run, he's off the mark. Yeah, well, I mean, they have, you know, Isuru Udana, who's not playing tonight, and Prasad, and then Gunaratne. So they do have a very nicely balanced side, but the two who've been responsible for most of those overs inside the power play, Isuru Udana and this man, have been very good. That's a big wide. They don't bowl small wides. It doesn't shave leg stump. It's almost a wide if he turned around and batted right-handed.
Motioning to the skipper there that he's tried the in-swinger, and well, it's gone astray there. So there have been quite a number of wides throughout this tournament. Bit of rust, but it shouldn't take long to adjust here.
Yeah, that's better, Ben. That's better. That's what we've come to see.
No fuss. So pretty focused throughout this tournament. He gets his game face on and he's ready for action. He's got them off to wonderful starts. It's just been a real shame throughout this tournament. The middle order is not fired. They've changed it around many times.
There we go. You miss, I hit.
Oh, hammer blow to the Lions' hopes. That's just swinging in, and he's heaved right across the line of that. And Prasad, he's got 2 wickets in his opening over. Absolutely brilliant start from him. Ben Dunk, his tournament is done. He goes for 15, Lions 22 for 2.
The skipper, he'll be a bit stiff. He kept wicket for 15 overs and he was given a torrid time by his bowlers. Eventually he just communicated to them, I'm not diving down the leg side anymore.
Well done, BP!
And Asghar Afghan is at the crease because Ben Dunk has had his off stump disturbed. You can understand the dismissal. He knows very well they need boundaries. That 1s and 2s ain't gonna win it.
2.
to leave.
For some reason, I don't think Prasad was trying to bowl this ball short and wide, way off target, and his first delivery of the over was absolutely perfect, wicket to wicket, and the same as the dunk dismissal as well. 3/4 the way up off stump. He's got one delivery left here at Afghan. First up, he wants to try and use this delivery, nip it back nice and straight.
Three overs gone. 22 for 2. Both Mangal and Afghan would be keen followers of the Afghan national cricket side, and recently completing a series against Ireland, and the welcome return of Rashid Khan, 4 months out of the game with a back injury, and now Rashid Khan is back. He got 4 for against Ireland and in helping his team win that last international. So I'm sure the whole of Afghanistan will be celebrating that their champion is back. Chopped it on. Jerome Taylor is now in on the action.
He is such a superb bowler, always has been. Watching him running in effortlessly, beautiful action, and he's just dragged it on, and that's a pretty horrid way to get out in the end. So pretty soft way to get out, chopping it on. So pretty disappointed with that. Mangal, he's gone for 1. The Lions now 22 for 3. Belinda Siriwardena out to the middle, hasn't had much to do at all. Only a couple of runs in this tournament. This is why he's there. Jerome Taylor, brilliant bowling. Just outside the off stump, Mangal trying to get it down to third man. Rotate strike. But absolutely, he should be disappointed. About 3 down early on. In this power play, they're dominating it once again, marching their way into the final tomorrow night, and they'll be pretty confident at this point.
One thing's for sure is that Dan Christian's going to get his momentum. Now this should be a comfortable win. They've just struggled in this middle order the whole way through the tournament. Ben will do the fielding. Surely the middle order can make a contribution here.
Some of the legends who've been amongst that middle order: Ross Taylor, Frylink, Jesse Ryder as well. So they just really struggled to make their way in terms of runs in this tournament. They would have desperately loved them to find some form. Wasn't to be this time around in Palakkele.
Chris Gayle played a couple of games for the Colombo Lions at the top of the order, just a couple. Sort of got himself in and then got out. So I think those involved with the Colombo Lions would have hoped that Gayle could have won them one game by himself, which is what he's done many times over the course of his wonderful career. Single-handedly won games. Four.
He's on his way. So his first boundary just on that thigh pad, a lovely wristy stroke. Taylor just trying to hold the leg stump, hitting off stump type of delivery, asking a bit too much and just straying on that thigh pad.
49 off 33 in his previous game, so he can hit it. He's going to have to get a move on. Required rate nearly at 17. And Taylor's got his tail up.
When he gets it outside off stump, he's a total different proposition compared to the previous ball. Just angled it into those pads, and when he's got extra pace and you just get a bit of bat on it, it races away. I saw earlier on he went past the outside edge of Ashraful a couple of times, and we called for a few more slips. Maybe it's an option. Still, 4 wickets in the power play, why not?
Final delivery of the power play, and then the fielding restrictions will be released. Good set by Taylor. So that's 24 balls bowled. Power plays completed. 28 for 3.
Power play is done. 24 balls, 4 overs, 28 for 3. The Lions, and it's going to be Rahul Sharma, tall leg spinner from Delhi, and he's played for India a couple of times. So the Lions, who won this toss and put the New York strikers in, and the strikers put on a mammoth total of 214 for 3. Here's Rahul Sharma. Good to watch, effective. Played 4 one-day internationals for India and 4 T20 internationals. No test cricket. His height is an asset, especially in bowling the leg spin. We haven't seen too much turn on this pitch. But, Rahul Sharma is a very handy cricketer to have.
Yeah, and at this level in these type of games, particularly the white ball stuff, it's about the subtle variations, the pace and the bounce of spinners more than really the turn. So he is a very handy player to have, Wilco. And sometimes you wonder when a player of his quality doesn't get too much of opportunities about the talent that the Indian cricket at the moment is possessing, because he looks so good even as a retired cricketer.
And he's hit that with the spin. That was the leg spinner. The previous ball was the googly, the one that goes, well, for the left-hander across his off stump. Asghar Afghan is the skipper of the Lions. 6 from 7 for him, former captain of Afghanistan.
See, the pacey ball, that's a wide, but the pacey balls is so good. He's not looking to throw it up, but he tends to push it through, but he also turns it at that pace. Some of the deliveries are slightly short of a length. It's not easy to come down the pitch. And he also gets that bit of bounce because of his height.
Oh, hello. This could be Umpire's shaking his head. You can't go upstairs. Sorry, Rahul, there's no DRS here. Have a look at this. Has it come off? Oh, yes, yes, yes. That is out. That was a terrific catch. But it's definitely hit him on the right glove. A ricochet. Right there. And Chadwick Walton has taken a very good catch. So Ranmore Martinez has missed that. Oh, bowled.
Rahul Sharma was very confident about this. Yeah, he touched the glove on the way up. And then the keeper. Brilliant piece of work. Well done, Chadwick Walton.
I don't know how the umpire didn't see it. Oh. And that will run for 4. There's no justice for bowlers. 30 balls gone, 35 for 3. And the Colombo Lions really struggling here. 35 for 3 at this stage. The strikers have got off to a real gallop. They were 63 for no wicket. And of course they went on to post that enormous total of 214. Siriwardena on strike. Gunaratne, the bowler. All Sri Lanka at the moment. Oh, that's done something.
See, Asela Gunaratne has a bag of tricks, and you let him bowl, he'll be all over you, because he runs in, he bowls leg breaks, off cutters, seam, and he does different things. He uses the crease. He's not an easy bowler to get away. Now that delivery, I thought, got stuck a little bit, and then it hardly arrived at Milinda Siriwardena.
Yeah, it's good, isn't he? He's a very good option, certainly for any captain to have, because he's a wonderful hard-hitting bat, Gunaratne, and he comes on to bowl his assortment. His repertoire is good, especially in this level. Oh, hello. It's close. It's close. He was dawdling a little bit here. Siriwardena came. Nursing that dear Orion was the fielder. Has it hit? Has it hit? Oh, he's okay. He's okay. He's okay. No, he's fine. He's fine there.
Young man, well done.
Good throw. Good piece of fielding.
See, Gunaratne looks very innocuous as a bowler. He runs in. He doesn't really look threatening, doesn't look like a wicket taker, but that's where it all starts. He's pretty deceptive as a bowler. He's not easy to get away. He's easy to score runs. So as I said, if you let him bowl, just settle in and start bowling dots, that's where the difficulty is. At the moment, these batters aren't able to attack him.
That's it, man.
Should be out. Should be Suleiman Ben underneath it. He's a big target. And Siriwardena found him.
See, another wicket. And that is to Asela Gunaratne. He needed all the pace that ball had, and it had nothing. and he had to create that pace. Sirivardhana was going a little bit wider. The lack of pace took it too long off. Suleiman Ben just settled underneath it, took an easy catch. Out for 3, and now the Colombo Lions are sinking. It's becoming very one-sided at the moment, 37 for 4.
New bat is Dilwaran Pereira. Well, we saw his test record, 161 test wickets, 841 first class. And Sirivardhana trying to clear the boundary. He found Big Ben. Oopsie, that's wide. Hello, suddenly the ball is starting to deviate.
He's having a slip. Asela Gunaratne. That's a longish run up for somebody who goes at his pace. That's what deceives a lot of batters. And suddenly the forward defense have come out.
So Dilwaran Pereira, I believe, is a selector, a national selector. End of the over, 38 for 4.
Give me the ball. Short, wait. I see you right here, though.
4 down. Prasad with 2. Jerome Taylor. Gunaratne has just picked up the wicket of his fellow countryman, Sirivardhana. Askar Afghan, acting captain. And it's going to be Rahul Sharma, who should have had a wicket. It's difficult when you're 4 down and you've only got 38 on the board. At this stage, the New York strikers were 80 for no wicket. 80 for no wicket. Chadwick Walton was going mad. Just ran berserk. Well, he hasn't hit this. Clothed it, really. Straight to Colin de Grandon.
I think the crowd present hoping for those sixers, hoping to catch those sixers, must be very disappointed. They're not finding anything. They've hit no sixers, just 5 fours. That's because for every crowd catch, we'll come to that, courtesy of 6, you can receive 100,000 Sri Lankan rupees. So there are quite a few people
reaching back,
almost all around in those stands and also in the grass banks, hoping that there'll be sixers coming their way and they might win 100,000 rupees.
It's a big thing, isn't it? I mean, if you're in the crowd and you know that you've come along to one of these matches, the ball's going to be flying into the stands or the grassy banks, and you manage to hold on to it, you stand a chance of winning 100,000 rupees.
Chairman of selector. Chairman of selector.
Good flight. Good flight from Rahul, from Rahul Sharma. Dilwaran just deliberating, wasn't sure whether to keep coming, but he's changed his mind in the end and played it from the crease.
I like the pace he's bowling, Rahul Sharma. Not easy to score runs off.
He hasn't caught this. Not enough, and he's gone. Kabagedra takes the catch. Rahul Sharma, yes, he's bossing it, and another wicket goes.
Nicely looped, and Dilruwan had the right idea, tried to go over the top, but it was a good catch. Chamara Kapugedra on the boundary, just centimeters in from the line. Very good catch in the deep. So it's 41 for 5 at the end of 7 overs.
Tilan Tushara. This is a Sri Lankan team. We've got the Sri Lanka legends playing. Well, this is Rahul Sharma. He deserved this. Dilruwan Pereira just finding Kapugedra out there long off. He enjoyed that.
I thought that was a very good catch in the deep, above his head. So Suleiman Ben, another tall man, must be about 6'7".
Yeah, he is. Well, Asghar Afghan hasn't timed the ball at all tonight. It's difficult when you're losing wickets the other end. You're the captain. You feel that you've got to stick around. You've got to try and restart, regroup, whatever, and you're losing wickets. And he's flailing away. He's not timing the ball at all.
He hardly has any support at the other end, so everything is on him. So there is so much of pressure, and in circumstances like this, it's not easy. You just struggle. You struggle to score a run because you feel that you're under so much of pressure and you're under a lot of stress. And there you are, you find dot balls. So you just can't break free. And what do? You start taking risks, and eventually you pay a price.
That's a bit of a stretch to get it to mid-wicket.
See, this is now more, this is almost a no contest here. It's from one-sided, it is now turning out to be a no contest because they're going nowhere. 43 for 5 of 45 balls.
Trying to make something of this, and he'll get 6. Asghar Afghan has been threatening to do something.
That's a consolation for him. That's the first 6 of the innings. Asghar Afghan. Fittingly, he does it. The rest of the batters have struggled. He looks the only one. And he manages to get it over long on.
Shorter, a bit wider, and it's 4. 50 comes up for the Lions.
Well, of 47 balls. Now this is the second slowest 50. Now when you're chasing a target of what? 214 for 3. I think that sums up the contest.
I think they've had the stuffing knocked out of them, to be honest. Jerome Taylor. And the end of 8 overs, 48 balls. Colombo Lions are 54 for 5. Umpire says, right, we'll have a timeout.
So to put it into context, the Colombo Lions' highest score over the course of this entire tournament is 147 in 15 overs. They still require 161 to win this game from just 42 balls. They're being put to the sword by the New York Superstar Strikers. The Strikers are in the final. The Lions at the moment look as though they're going to go through the tournament winless. They'll get a wooden spoon, but that'll be about it. The Strikers will take on the Kings tomorrow in the final. Two very fine sides with some exceptional players in their ranks. Right, what has Asghar Afghan got in store for us? He's 25 off 18. At the previous over, he found the boundary on a couple of occasions. He needs to go big here. They need 23 runs and over. Chance in the deep and taken. Colin de Grandhomme takes the catch at deep mid-wicket, and that's the end of the skipper. Rahul Sharma has another.
It's not going the Lions way at all, isn't it? There you go. The skipper trying to clear the mid-wicket area, but Colin de Grandhomme, he's got good. And that's the end of Asghar Afghan. He goes for 25. It's 54 for 6.
Now we get to the couple of all-rounders and then just the bowlers. They're going to end well short here. Rana Naeem, he was quite good with the ball. Probably the pick of the bowlers for the Lions. Just never got the elevation, Asghar Afghan. Nice catch in the deep. Tell you what, it's amazing. Those strategic timeouts are not very strategic, because the amount of wickets that go down in the over straight after a strategic timeout is amazing. I hope for the benefit of entertainment that they don't just try and see out the overs, that they give it a good go, you know, try and hit a few boundaries, maybe give away a bit of cash to those in the crowd who've come here, try and hold on to a few catches. I hope they don't just knock it around.
Lovely, Daddy.
One thing I'll tell you, Tushar will not be knocking it around. He will try to really hit it on. That's the way he gets about his game. And I'm not sure what Naeem is capable of.
He's got to get off strike first, Naeem.
True, yeah.
So Pathirana is the only man to have managed a wicket maiden in the tournament so far. We're a ball away from another one. Now, I hope the men at backward point, at extra cover, at short fine leg are aware of that. Get nice and tight. Help out Sharma here. Oh, he called for the run. The non-striker sent him back, but the ball has raced away to the boundary. Sharma won't have his wicket maiden. It's 54 balls bowled, 58 for 6.
So 214 for 3. That's what the strikers made, and 107 from Chadwick Walton standing out in that innings. So this is the last ball. Yeah, this is what Tirunelveli Tushara will try to do. He will try to take on. Oh, yeah, he's gone. It's a run out. A direct hit has seen the 7th wicket fall.
Awful confusion. Eventually they decide to run. Taylor throws it, and then there's no attempt to get in. Direct hit, and that will be the 7th wicket. Lovely bit of fielding by Jerome Taylor. That short square leg. Suleiman Bren appreciates the fact that it was a direct hit. He didn't want to hold on to it. So Tushara goes for just the single. No big hits for him tonight, Tilan Tushara. Lions 58 for 7.
No, not you. The other guy, no? He's inside staying. Yeah.
Pushback Amara is the new man, but he's at the non-striker's end. Well, this is turning into an absolute hiding now. Not sure about this running between the wickets.
There you go. A little hesitation. And a direct hit.
Another one. A swing and a miss. They're almost done here. They've almost thrown in the towel, the Colombo Lions. It's a bridge too far. It's a massive score that they've got to chase down, and they just do not have the artillery to deal with it.
Naeem trying to go for a big one. And Suleiman Ben bowled wicket to wicket, and he's got another wicket. That is the end of Rana Naeem. He goes for 4. It's 58 for 8.
Colombo Lions, they already occupy the position of the lowest score achieved in the tournament. Hence the reason why they're in last position. 101 is their lowest score. They're going to smash that record. Animal Haq from Bangladesh.
Wait, Jesus, please. Daddy, don't take going like here. Keep my head, man. Inside move good, inside move good. Oh, Jesus, please.
Well, he's called for 2. If he does, it'll be a run-out because Pushback Amara is not interested.
Pushback Amara. He can throw the bat away, but this is definitely out of his reach.
Well, I just wonder if Krishna Kant will actually make his way to the wicket here, the fast bowler who injured his side. It's highly unlikely that they'll send him to the wicket needing 30 and over, because there you have to swing, and that's not going to do your side any good. So this could very well be the last wicket. So that's the end of the 6th 60th delivery, 10 overs, 60 for 8.
Dan, this fourth one, is it? Fourth one. Yeah, fourth one. Hadarin එක දාන්න.
So Rahul Sharma continues. I just wonder whether he's going to have a swing at this.
He's definitely swinging at some of the flies going around.
He thought about it. He thought about it. That back knee bent ever so slightly, and he was looking at deep mid-wicket, but then aborted.
Middle. Ramo, middle.
Yeah. Kumar was looking for a big one. Now, Inamal Haq, what does he do?
Oh, the running has been all over the place. The stroke play has been all over the place. It's really been a one-sided affair, hasn't it? There's only one team in this contest, right from the word go.
Again, if they had gone, that would have been the end. Decided in the last minute.
That'll fall short of the man at long off.
Come on, Inam, come on.
Well, they do have a batting power play that they can take now, but I'm not sure these two will even be aware of that. Just 2 from the over, 62 for 8. Well, that's a confident unit. No Yuvraj Singh today. He'll be available for the final. Chaminda Vaz, top left of picture, the coach. What a bowler he was. The big one tomorrow. The New York superstar strikers taking on Robin Uttapa's Rajasthan Kings. Live here from the Palakeli International Cricket Stadium. It's been almost 2 weeks, and the tournament culminates in a final between two very good sides who've certainly been the pick of the bunch. So that's the signal for the batting power play. So they've taken it, which means that the fielding unit can only have 3 men outside the 30-yard circle, but the previous over didn't indicate that either of these batters was going to be attacking. By taking this power play, surely they will be.
Well, the important factor would be, Heshion, who the 11 and how the 11 would be picked with where the New York Strikers are concerned. They've got a very strong line. The bench strength is very good. Yuvraj will definitely come in. Who goes out? Who are the bowlers that they pick going into the final?
Well, Udana will certainly come in. I know that he's a substitute fielder at the moment, but he'll be in the starting 11. Is it a shootout between Prasad and Taylor? Because that man, definitely, if they don't pick him, I'm going to complain. Because he is one of the main bowlers in the whole tournament. Jerome Taylor bowled nicely tonight. Prasad's bowled nicely throughout the competition. I would think that it's a shootout between the two of them to see who partners Udana. That's 4. That's 4.
Pushpakumara gets a boundary for the Lions. They just decided to swing at this because it's the power play, the batting power play. It's only 3 men on the deep. Dhammika Prasad. He's played both formats for Sri Lanka, white ball and red ball.
That'll also be 4, and this won't do his selection credentials any good. He's just desperate to take a wicket here, Prasad.
Pushpakumara just swinging at that. Prasad followed him, but Pushpakumara manages to get back on that. More like a baseball swing.
Pace off might be the option here, because Pushpakumara is probably sitting squeezing the glue out of the bat handle in anticipation on something quick. There it is, it's all over. Full and straight. Pushpakumara swings and misses, and that is a comprehensive victory. As big a victory as you'll see. It's the lowest total achieved by any side in this competition, and the highest total achieved by any side in this competition. Therefore, the biggest margin of victory in any match throughout this Legends Cricket Trophy. They look a formidable unit. They're playing to their full potential. They're going to be very hard to stop come tomorrow.
A comprehensive win for the Strikers. They win by 143 runs. And as mentioned, the biggest margin, the highest total, the lowest total, all coming in one game.
What a performance by Chadwick Walton. A sensational century that just took the game away from the Lions even before they walked to the wicket with bat in hand. Nothing that Pushpakumara could do. He was always going to swing. It was during the batting power play. Dan Christian had run across from cover to have a word with Dhammika Prasad. More than likely, he said to him, look, just go straight. Just go gun barrel straight. If he hits you, fair enough, but if he misses, we're walking off this ground. He's led them well in the absence of Yuvraj Singh. Tomorrow, the great man will return to the starting 11. You will think he'll be the headline act. They are a headline team, and what stands in their way is the Rajasthan Kings, led by an informed player in Robin Uthappa, Chaturanga de Silva, Angelo Pereira, some real good players in that side as well. But this is as good as it gets for the New York Superstar Strikers, bowling out the Colombo Lions for just 71.
So the Strikers, they only used 5 bowlers, and that was enough. Prasad picked up 3, 2 wickets for Rahul, a wicket apiece for Jerome Taylor, Gunaratne and Sulaiman Ben.
Dan Christian lost the toss, but he was happy to bat first, and you can see why. 214 for 3. Walton, he's the superstar. 107 from just 46 deliveries. His opening part, Elvira Peterson, 49 from 34. Naeem was the pick of them, but still expensive. 2 for 48 off his 3 overs. The Colombo Lions, in reply, they were bundled out. Prasad 3, Rahul 2, Gunaratne 1, and Suleiman Ben 1. Bowled out for 71. The strikers win by 143 runs. Let's go downstairs now and join Ash.
214, the highest score of the tournament by New York superstar strikers. And I'm down here with Dan Christian. Congratulations, it all clicked so well for tonight, and it must have been a privilege to see your teammates smashing it all out. What was the motivation tonight?
Oh, just to play a really good game of cricket leading into the final, I think. I mean, we knew those Colombo boys were a little bit short on players. They didn't have everyone available and a couple of injuries, but yeah, we still wanted to go out and play really, really well. And, Chadwick Walton was outstanding.
Yeah. On a different note, what are you really feeding Chadwick? Because he had been amazing, smashing it all out, being the power hitter. What are you really feeding him?
We've no idea. It must be something good in our hotel. We don't see him much during the day. He's a little bit nocturnal. He sleeps all day and then he comes out at night time. So. Okay. No, he's been fantastic for us. Everyone's done really well. Alvaro Peterson played really well today too. So, yeah, we've had guys all across the board playing well.
That's amazing. Now, have you thought about the final?
A little bit, not too much. With such a short tournament, I think you've just got to try and be focused on, the game that's right in front of you. I know that sounds really cliche and not to get too far ahead, but yeah, we've got 24 hours now to concentrate on the Rajasthan guys, and yeah, we played well against them last time, so hopefully we can again.
Yeah, let's see how that goes. Let me remind you, you've got Robin Uthappa playing against you tomorrow at the finals, and we wish you all the very best for tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
And over to you upstairs.
So our finalists are decided. The top of the table, New York superstar strikers on 10 points will meet the Rajasthan Kings led by Robin Uthappa. We thought it would come down to net run rate. It has. The Dubai Giants have missed out just because of that net run rate. The Colombo Lions, they will feel that this has been a poor tournament for them, not registering a win. Time for a break, and when we return, that post-match presentation.
Can't hear anything. Oh yeah. Yeah, got you. Yeah, got it.